Madam Speaker, I rise to express my strong concern over U.S. policy in Afghanistan. I worry that we are getting sucked deeper and deeper into a war with no end. Our mission continues to grow and grow with no clear sense of where we are ultimately going. It has been 8 long years. We have lost too many brave men and women, and we have spent billions and billions of dollars. The government of Afghanistan, led by President Hamid Karzai, is incompetent and corrupt. The Afghan president has formed alliances with warlords and drug lords who have no interest in a better Afghanistan. His military is not reliable, and his police are a mess. By all accounts, forces close to Mr. Karzai stuffed ballot boxes in the most recent elections. Madam Speaker, if this fraud had occurred in virtually any other country in the world, the condemnations from Congress and the administration would be loud and forceful. After all the sacrifices our troops have made, after all the financial and development assistance, after all the training and military aid, is this the best that we can expect? Don't we deserve better? Don't the Afghan people deserve better? At a very minimum, we must insist that any aid be contingent on a responsible Afghan government. Without that, then all our investments and good intentions can achieve very little that is sustainable. The United States has an incredible, a magnificent team assembled in Afghanistan. I had the pleasure of meeting many of them during a brief visit to the country over the recess. Both the military and State Department personnel are impressive. I only wish they were in place 8 years ago. But even a brilliant team can't make up for the inadequacies of the current Afghan government. Our troops are exceptional. I had the privilege of eating dinner with many of them from Massachusetts. I am in awe of their courage and commitment and their patriotism. We owe them a policy that is worthy of their sacrifice. Everyone, Madam Speaker, from the President on down, agrees that a political solution is the only path for a successful, stable Afghanistan. During consideration of the Department of Defense authorization bill a few months ago, I, along with my colleague Walter Jones, offered an amendment that would have simply required the Secretary of Defense to report to Congress by the end of the year what our exit strategy for Afghanistan was. We are not asking for a date certain. We are not advocating an immediate withdrawal, but we wanted an answer to this fundamental question. At what point has our military contribution to the political solution in Afghanistan come to an end so that we can bring our troops home? I don't believe that the United States should enter into a war without a clearly defined mission. And that means a mission with a beginning, a middle, a transition period, and an end. Without that definition and clarity, we will continue to drift from year to year, from administration to administration. Madam Speaker, we need an exit strategy for Afghanistan. I believe that sending thousands of more American troops into Afghanistan, as some in the administration appear to be urging, is a mistake. An escalation of U.S. military forces would further create the impression of an occupation and in turn provide a powerful rallying point for those we are trying to defeat. In last Sunday's New York Times, Nicholas Kristof cites a statement by many former U.S. intelligence officials warning that the more troops we put in, the greater the opportunity. And I would like to ask unanimous consent that Mr. Kristof's article appear in the record at the conclusion of my statement.
Without objection, so ordered.
Madam Speaker, I am not suggesting that we walk away from Afghanistan. We, along with the international community, should help with development aid, investments in education and school feeding, training of their police and military, and help with strengthening their civilian institutions. I also understand the threat from al-Qaeda. I still strongly believe that we should hold those responsible for September 11th, the attacks on September 11th, accountable, and we should be committed to defeating them. I voted for the authorization to use military force after the terrorist attacks. But, Madam Speaker, al-Qaeda is more a problem in Pakistan than in Afghanistan. And for those who justify our expanded military presence in Afghanistan as a way to prevent al-Qaeda from ever coming back and establishing a safe haven, I would ask, are we going to send more troops to Somalia and Sudan and other countries that have provided safe havens for al-Qaeda in the past? Madam Speaker, there are no easy answers in Afghanistan. It is a complicated place from its people to its geography. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I do feel deeply that an escalation of American military forces there would be a mistake. and would not solve the many problems and challenges of that country.
Gentleman's time has expired.
I fear would only further complicate matters at a very high cost to our troops and our country. I yield back my time.